All right, hey traders, TG Watkins here. It's May 29th. I'm recording this. Man, what a week it has been. And if you guys are watching today, you probably also saw some really erratic moves at the end of the day. That's probably end of the month rebalancing. Just the last few minutes of the day, we saw like Nvidia go up, CoreWeave go, or Nvidia down, CoreWeave up. And again, I think a lot of this had to do with some rebalancing out there. Man, we have seen some really, really strong moves this week, especially in some of the beat up sectors. And there were some areas that we were just waiting for them to start taking off, and they finally did, namely SoFi and Robinhood. So yeah, pretty good week as far as this go. We did cash in a couple. If you guys look here, we cashed in NOW. We had options on one of them, so we got that. That was 450% gain that we cashed in on that today. And then we also took some more profits on the leverage ETF, and we got 80% gain on that on this particular move there. Robinhood moved 25%. I called that one, so anybody in the room that was able to take that, you can do that. Also, there's Robin, which is the leverage ETF, so 50% move on that. SoFi, that one moved up too. I called that one out. Basically, ever since the CEO came out and was talking his company, he's like, look, I don't understand what's going on with Wall Street. You guys have repriced us. We're doing great. Our numbers are awesome. What are you guys doing out there? And he's like, I'm buying more of my own stock. And that thing went up, pretty crazy too. So that's up 17%. We cashed in the rest of our Tesla calls, 186% on that one. And NVTS, you won't believe this, but that is actually a stock return. That is 232% on the stock, not even options. So we cashed in more on that one too. The only loser was Netflix in through here that was coming down, and ALB. I decided to pivot on that one, but Netflix was the only one that kind of didn't really work out. It's over there smoking in the corner, so we got rid of our option, minus 45% on that. No big deal. Now, this was a fun thing that we were doing in the Mastery in the Trade Room over at Simpler Trading. And we have one of our traders and subscribers that likes to work with AI. And we were kind of talking about how my elf shoe patterns is one of these things. And it's like, the elf shoe really makes money. So he came out here and made this. And I got to say, I look pretty good, like 1950s back in the Mad Men era. It's looking pretty dapper there, I got to say. So we just wanted to show you guys that. We're having a good week with the elf shoe patterns. We've been seeing a lot of these showing up on the weekly time frames. And then they're firing off on the daily time frames. That's why SoFi, that's why Robinhood, and a few other things are starting to pop off like that, even Microsoft. So having fun there. And then just wanted to also show you guys this. We had some other people in the trading room. Truly grateful for your tutelage. My account is up 17.5% this month. And then also helps to have someone who knows how to read and guide you through the markets, good or bad. So Brian, glad you're having a good time in the Moxie room, and glad you're there. All right, so some of the things that are going on, remember to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. But then what's driving this market? Why is this market still up? We know it's partially the semiconductors and AI, but I've been telling you guys over the last few weekly update videos that the rest of the market is starting to get on board. And this has actually been all through earnings season. That is part of why we started to see the software space go up. Because first it started with Datadog a couple weeks ago, and then Snow also had a deal with Amazon today, and they were doing great. Even CRMs, Salesforce, did okay. Their numbers were good, but maybe their guidance was a little weak, but they started coming up. And some other things were starting to show up that, you know what, software is not dead. AI is not going to be killing software, so that's part of what's happening here. Also, partially what probably got Robinhood going today, or at least yesterday, was the Trump accounts went live. There's that. I think crypto seems like it's coming back a little bit, so that's going to help. So Robinhood. Robinhood also came out with some agentic products, so that's another thing. And then probably somewhere in the background was the removal or the lowering of the PDT rule, pattern day trading rule. So a lot of things that were lining up for Robinhood. And then, as I said, the SoFi CEO had an interview over the weekend. He's like, you guys are crazy. I don't know why you repriced us. SoFi is a great deal right here. And so sure enough, that really helped it. More Iran news. Again, you like it, hate it, whatever, but there was just more positive news that the market was responding to, and that helped keep the market propped up this week. Even though I was expecting a pullback, the market just kept going up, so I'll take it. And then also that rates backed off. So the TNX came down and the TLT went up. And I'll show you guys a little bit of what we're seeing there. Now, that all being said, we've had a great week. In fact, we've had 2 great weeks. A lot of things are popping. We took some profits here. Okay, we even had Dell. Dell was another crazy earnings situation that was going through the roof. So we have a lot of things for the market to be strong about. Are we getting a little overbought? Yeah, maybe. As I said, I was kind of expecting some pulling back this week. Mostly we went sideways and then we went higher. Now it really is kind of feeling like the market's getting a little bit hot up here. So as I said, we took some profits, and I think you guys should just be prepared that if the market happens to pull back next week, we should welcome it. We shouldn't be surprised, and we should take advantage of it once we can figure out that the low is in. So, if it happens, just be okay with it. So I'm going to show you guys kind of some of the things I'm looking at and why I'm saying that, and then we'll go through the rest of these tickers. We're going to be talking about software. I'll show you some of those moves. Biotech, which is another indication that this market's doing well, and I think interest rates are coming down, and then fintech. So if we look at the SPX, I mean, obviously this thing has been on an absolute tear. The only other issue that I'm kind of seeing in through here is that we are getting a little extended in through, up here. It's been a bit of a grind, so the market hasn't like popped up and then gotten overbought and crashed down. It was really more of a grind, and you can see even right here where we were making new all-time highs, it was yet another grind and then continued to move up for Thursday, Friday. So again, market just kind of went sideways for a little bit and then decided, nope, we're going higher, because there were too many good things happening out there between Dell and Robinhood and the SoFi CEO and just everything else that was happening. However, what I will mention is I will continue. I've been talking about this in the Moxie room. Notice that the hourly Moxie indicator is still below 0, even though price is above the hourly 50. That can persist for a while. It is a little bit of a sell signal. It's mostly what I'm going to say is we should be prepared for some sort of pullback whenever it shows up. Let's not be surprised. You can short things like this, okay, but I'm more just kind of protecting the long side, and we'll see how long this actually goes for. It might be just like a 1 or 2 day stiff pullback, and then maybe we're back to the races on the long side. So just kind of make sure you're okay with that. The other thing that's been happening is that this move has been entirely on the 15-minute time frame. And we're starting to kind of put some gaps here on the hourly time frame. So that's why I'm saying if the market pulls back, just don't be surprised, and we'll kind of have to see what that wants to do as far as recovery. Okay, then if we look at the RSP, this is what I talked about last week. I said this is the important index. I said the fact that this thing broke out last week is really good for the market, because it is indicating that the rest of the market is actually getting on board and that this market is broadening out, not just the semiconductors. And so you can see that we had a nice big breakout and we continue to crawl up there today. But again, we're starting to get a little stretched in through here. So I'm just going to be okay. And we're expecting, as I said, we took some profits on all this stuff. So if the market comes down, hey, not a big deal. If you want to short it, great. You can do that too. We'll see if that actually happens. Like I said, I was kind of expecting more of a pullback this week. You can see here we did get just a little bit of a pullback, but the market said no, we're going to go higher. So that's kind of why I'm like, maybe we can get a little bit more next week. If we look at the NASDAQ, again, very strong, 15-minute time frame, all that kind of stuff. I do see that there's a Moxie price trigger here. I'm going to say it's late, so I'm not thrilled that it's firing 5 or 6 days after it actually crosses the 50. So I'm not really going to lean towards that. That's not necessarily a signal. It's actually kind of late. But you can also see here we're getting a little bit stretched on the daily chart as well. And then if we look at the IWM, this is kind of where we were finally starting to see a little bit of, well, call it weakness, softness, consolidating. We got a little bit of a pullback there. I think that was Wednesday. Then we got a bounce on Thursday, and now we pulled back Friday. So for the most part, you can see we're really just sideways. Again, that's why I'm saying if the market pulls back, I'm not going to be too worried. This could still come down a little bit. I'd welcome that. There's still a gap here, and there's still a bit of a gap here. So whether it comes down or goes sideways, either way, I think we should just kind of be prepared that the market had a really strong week and maybe needs to digest things a little bit from here. And if we look at the SMH, you can also see here that it was having some troubles trying to get any higher. Maybe it's a little bit of a double top near term, and same kind of deal. We're kind of seeing some negative divergence here, and you can see the Moxie indicator, even though it went up, it's starting to kind of roll back over. I'm seeing some negative divergence here, and you can see even on the daily chart, it's kind of just floating up there. So again, I would love to see the market pull back a little bit. It would be healthy. We're ready for it, and I think it would be a good buying opportunity once it finally gets resolved. Okay, now here's another thing that showed the bullishness of the market this week. And if you guys remember, I believe it was last week that last the last video I showed you guys over the weekend, we spoke about ARKK, and I said, okay, if it wasn't really willing to break out there, let's see if this thing pulls back to the daily 50, which it did before. There you go, right to the daily 50. And ultimately, what is that? This is a bull flag, and now you can see here it's breaking out. So even ARKK is getting in on the game. It's looking pretty good. Yes, like I said, it had a really good move for the last 2 or 3 days. And if it pulls back, fine. Let's welcome it. Even if it goes sideways, let's welcome it. But yeah, awesome move. Look at that. Nice breakout. Nice tap of the daily 50 and continues moving up. All right, then even looking at FNGU, once again, just strength, craziness, all that kind of stuff. This is really, really far up there on that daily chart. And while it can persist, just be aware when it gets excessive like this, it tends to pull back somehow, some way, whether it's a bull flag or a pullback, whatever. Just don't be surprised if this thing comes down a little bit. Okay, then let's take a look at breadth. So I want to show you guys in through here. Let me log in real quick, and we can see that actually things have been first turned up, but then also we can see a little bit of weakness. So look at this. You guys can see here, notice we did get the 20-day to rally on up. That was awesome. But then you can also see in the last couple of days, even though I'm showing you all of these stocks that moved up, across the board though, more stocks actually came down and got below their 20-day SMA. So this is just a little indication that just a little bit underneath the surface there are more stocks that are starting to come down a little bit, even though we have been looking at the good ones. Okay, so we've been trading the good ones. That's really what's happening here. So just kind of don't be surprised if we get some weakness this coming week. I'd love to see it. Okay, then if you look at the VIX, great time. This is awesome. And the thing to kind of know about the VIX, remember, I thought we were actually going to pull back sooner, and I thought we were going to come up here and hit the daily 50. We absolutely did not. So, I'm glad I didn't short anything like that. And so you can see this down move for the last 2 weeks has been really good for the market. However, we are now starting to get to a level where I think a lot of people are looking at the VIX and starting to say, this is getting a little bit low. Remember, VIX low, look out below. And so that's just a condition. I can't see anything really on the other time frames. Maybe prices at the 30 ATR. Maybe we have some positive divergence. That'll probably kick in next week, but I'm not going to be saying too much about this. We're, as I said, just kind of be prepared if the market pulls back. Looking at the UVIX, this thing has just been an absolute waterfall coming down, which is awesome. But again, at some point, even things like this get oversold, and you can see here and here, when they start getting a little extended to the downside, they can bounce or start to level out a little bit. So I think there are still some really, really strong stocks out there, but man, this week we had some really, really huge movers, which I'll show you. So yeah, again, broken record. Just don't be surprised if this market pulls back a little bit. Okay, software. Well, we know Microsoft. Microsoft had a really great day. We have been talking about this one ad nauseum. I said, hey, Microsoft looks like a good long-term play, and look at that. It broke out Friday. It even began on Thursday. So Microsoft is looking awesome. We've got a nice big squeeze here, and I've been talking to everybody about this one for quite some time. Then, of course, there is Snow, and they had a huge deal with Amazon, not to mention that they had really good earnings report, and this thing just jumped up and screamed. Okay, so we got that. But the one that I've been trading was NOW. You can see here I've got all my writings and stuff. We have been buying it since down here. Then we took a little bit of profits on that jump up, and then we actually added back to the position right there when I could see that this thing wanted to go higher, and then we took some off here today. I'd say we just traded that thing beautifully. I mean, it's been working out really, really well. My target was actually 120, and we're at 124. So more than thrilled, more than happy about this thing. I'm sure this will continue going higher over the course of time, but it's always good to take some profits in through here, and that way if it pulls back, we can have dry powder to get back in with. So NOW, and you can see basically in through here to here, 38% times 2, because we were trading the leverage ETF. That's how we got 80% basically on that one. So that was NOW. And just the software was coming back across the board. We're seeing a lot of strength in the software names, and so yeah, kind of find your place. Even IGV, of course, IGV being that it's the index. I mean, look at that. Nice, really, really big day. And I guess I got to mention Dell. It's not exactly software, but look, man, what a move. What a move. I didn't even think about playing that one. But yeah, there you go. Dell jumping up there. Okay, now if we look at biotech and we look at ARC-G, this was another thing that I had been talking about mostly on the monthly and weekly time frames, because this thing was really looking like it was setting up on a larger time frame. And what I said was in through here and in through here was looking awesome. And look at that. Lo and behold, you got a weekly breakout bar on ARC-G, which tells me game on. Now, it doesn't mean you have to buy it today. It's a pretty big move, but this is showing me that game on, risk on, and most likely, I think interest rates are coming down. They're at least going to stay the same. I know everybody's worried about the interest rate hike, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. And I think ARC-G is telling us that, because this is a really big move to the upside. So ARC-G is telling us good stuff for the market. You can look at LabU. And again, I'd love to see a little bit of a pullback. It's had a good couple of days in through here, but I'd love to see some backing and filling and actually testing of support. So no need to chase something like this, but it too is looking good. And maybe I could even do this, we did start to break out a little bit, just a little bit. But again, let's see if there's a pullback coming up. LabU is looking good. And then if you want kind of the OG stock for the biotech area, you could be looking at CRISPR. And you can see here, price below the 50, Moxie Indicator above 0. Obviously, there's a squeeze, maybe a tighter squeeze. But yeah, even CRISPR is looking really good. So if you guys wanted some individual names, the biotech space is certainly warming up. Okay, then let's look at FinTech. So I guess we got to start with Robinhood. And this is something that I had been talking about, again, ad nauseum to all of the subscribers, anybody who was listening. We've been talking about this in the Mastering the Trade room. There's a pretty clear level in through here. There's your Moxie price trigger. There's your Moxie price trigger. Again, guys, if you do not have the Moxie indicator, you need to come over to simplertrading.com/Moxie and buy the indicator. I can't tell you how well and how accurate this thing is. Okay, so I can't even make this stuff up. I show you guys all the videos and show you all the things. Here you go. And you combine that with the squeeze right there, and you combine it with the squeeze right there, and this is what you get. So great moves out there all around. Fantastic. So at this point, I think Robinhood is a great stock, is a great move, great charts, all that kind of stuff. And anytime you kind of get some dips and pullbacks, I think you should get more. I think this thing is going to be tradable, very tradable. All right, how about even SoFi? Same basic principle. We had this big level in through here, and you can see here's your positive divergence, and there's your Moxie price trigger on the hourly chart. Now, the daily chart hasn't fired yet. That's fine. These are a little bit different setups and a little bit different patterns than from Robinhood. But you can see that the day that the SoFi CEO came out was the day that the price jumped up and the Moxie indicator fired, like right on cue. Okay, so yeah, big moves on that one for SoFi. And then I think for the most part that pretty much takes care of it. I guess one more thing, if we show XLF, this is another thing I'm kind of looking at, that the financials are looking like they are just about ready to go. So you can see here price coming into the daily 50, Moxie indicator above 0, and you got to squeeze. So financials, whatever you guys want to do, looks to me like financials are starting to set up as well. Okay, so thanks again for your time, everybody. Remember, you come over to simplertrading.com/Moxie. This is where you guys can get more information about me, the trading room, the Moxie indicator, and any of the other products that I sell, so that if you are trying to figure out how to trade and get these kind of moves, we are talking about them all day long in the room, and we are succeeding big time. This is a great market to be trading. So I hope you guys come on board and come join us and have a great time. Okay, guys? We'll see you next time.